So today we're going to be talking about enthusiasm and why it's so important. Could be good, I guess. I don't know. I don't really give a shit. Hey, it's Mike Vanetis, and today we are talking about the importance of being enthusiastic. But before we do that, can I remind you, you're amazing. Yeah, you're amazing. You're smart. You're hardworking. You're attractive. You're likable. You're all those things. And why am I telling you that? Because I think sometimes you forget just how amazing you are. And if you're forgetting how amazing you are, how are your customers seeing all of your amazingness? They're not. So remember, you're smart, you're caring, you're hardworking, you're attractive, you're funny, you're all those things that a customer would want in a new home salesperson. So anyways, now that that's out of the way, comedian George Burns, some of you may remember George Burns. I think he's dead. Last I heard, he's like 101 years old. So if he's not dead, he should be. But anyways, he had a quote that I always thought was funny. And this quote was, "The key to success is sincerity. And if you can fake that, you've got it made." I'm going to change that up a little bit and say the key to success is enthusiasm. And if you can fake it, you've got it made. And so keep that in mind, faking enthusiasm. I want to tell you, I have a confession to make. Back when I was in my mid-20s and started out in new home sales, occasionally on a Friday night or Saturday night, I might have stayed out a little too late. And when that would happen, that means I would stroll in the next morning to work and not necessarily be at 100% of where I should have been, energy-wise, right? So I'd be dragging a little bit, and I would make my coffee, I'd sit down at my desk, and very often, right when 10 o'clock hit, someone would be pulling in the parking lot, and I'd be like, "Oh, you gotta be kidding me. It's time, I just got my coffee, I've got my paper, now these people are coming in, I'm not even up for this yet." So what I would do is I had a daily ritual. I would pop out of my chair, and I would say, "I am gonna sell those people home." And yeah, I would say it just as stupid as that. But here's what happened when I would do that. When I would pop out of my chair, first of all, I got my body going. It went from just sitting and being sluggish to standing up, and just the physical momentum got me going in the right direction. And then kind of saying that, "I am going to sell them a home." I used to say that with a voice inflection that just kind of got my vocal cords going in the right direction. And then the other thing is when I would say that, "I'm going to sell them a home," it actually got in my head in the right mind frame of, I'm going to do all the things that I need to do to actually sell these people a home. I really think that was a huge key to my success, and always has been throughout my entire career, is getting in a place where I am enthusiastic. I want you to think back to the first time that you actually ever went through your model homes, or homes that your builder built. And if you're like me, I went through and I said, "Wow, this is great. Love this plan. Love the kitchen layout. Oh man, I would love to live in this home." All those things that we do when we walk into a brand new home. But then guess what? After a week or a month, however long, all of a sudden we lose that enthusiasm, right? And that's just natural. Like if you've ever bought a brand new car, probably the first day you bought the car, you're like, "Oh my gosh, I get to drive this car." Well, can you imagine if 3 years later you're still like, "Oh, I get to drive this car today?" You just kind of lose that enthusiasm. It's not that the car changed, it's still the same car, it's just that we got used to it and we forget how awesome that car is. But in this case, we forgot how awesome and amazing our homes are. And so you need to maybe not fake, but you need to bring yourself back mentally to that first day that you went through your home and realized how amazing that home is, so that when you're walking through with your customer, they need to see that enthusiasm as well, right? Like if they walk through the home and you're just like, "There's the kitchen, and there's the bathroom," and like, that's not exciting. But if you walk in, and I'll tell you one of the things that I do, and I've always done, is when I am doing a model demonstration, again, I bring myself back to the first day that I walked through the homes and remember how kind of passionate I was about the homes at that time. And so when I walk in with a customer, I kind of do the same thing. I kind of pause for a minute and I look around and I'm like, man, I just love this home. Isn't this home great? I mean, I just love the way it feels. I just has such a great flow to it. And I start out my model demonstrations that same way, because they can see once they see my enthusiasm for the home, it helps their enthusiasm for the home. And also, people have a tendency to kind of mirror how we're acting, so if we're, all serious and quiet, our customers tend to be that way. But if we're more lively and that sort of thing, if it's the person who's normally a lively person, that they'll come out of their shell and they'll start being lively and they'll start showing us showing us the enthusiasm that they have for the home, and then that's going to help us to actually, move them in the right direction. One of the other things you want to do to get enthusiastic before your day starts is get your body, get your voice, get your head moving in the right direction. So when I was in high school, I was a cross country runner, and we had this actually famous cross country coach, Joe Newton, and I always found this interesting. So we had once in a while we'd have our cross country meets on a Saturday morning. Not very often, usually they're after school, but every once in a while the meets would land on a Saturday morning. And then I remember the first time we had a meet on a Saturday morning, it was like, 8 a.m. or whatever. He told us all to go for like a 5-mile run before we come to the cross country meet. And I was like, 5-mile run? Aren't we going to be like exhausted and not be able to run very fast? And what he explained was, when we have our runs, our races after school, we've been moving around for like 8, 9, 10 hours, and our body's loosened up and warmed up and that sort of thing. So we don't need that extra warm up. But when it's the first thing in the morning and we're trying to go all out, our body isn't used to that. So we need to warm up our body. Well, same thing happens in sales. Like if we're just walking in the door and we haven't done anything, we haven't moved our bodies much, we haven't talked at all. Like sometimes, I'm out of the house before anybody's even up and I haven't even talked to anybody yet. And so it's important that before you come into your sales office that, try to get a workout in, go for a walk, move your body around, talk to yourself. I mean, self-talk. Hey, this is going to be an awesome day, whatever. Call some people, have a positive conversation. Listen to positive music on the way to work, or listen to positive messages, some sales training or other motivational training to kind of get your head going in the right direction. So those are just some of the things that I want to encourage you to do to keep your enthusiasm up today and every day. And you are going to go sell somebody home today.